Today we are doing a male nose wax, and men generally have a lot more hair. So we're going to start by just doing a little bit of witch hazel or astringent in the nostrils. And then sometimes men have nose hairs on top as well. So we're going to include that. So with men, whether they have a mustache or not, still have hair follicles through here. So we're going to put just a little bit of oil to protect that, and then just a bit on the tip of the nostrils as well. Now, it's a good idea to have Pellin strips to protect also while you're waxing. So you can put it like this, or you can bend it like this and have your client hold it here. So I'm going to ask you to hold that there. And we're going to get wax just on one side on the tip of our stick. One small bit, the size of a pea. And we're going to press down and back on the nostril, and we're going to wipe the wax into the nostril and press it in, and then press the nostril closed. We don't want to stick it way back into the nasal cavity. So we're going to let that sit. We don't want to walk away from this. A sneeze or a jump for any reason from your client can be dangerous. So go ahead and take this from my client. Okay, so we're going to check that wax. A good way to know that your wax is ready is if your fingernail will go into it. If it's still waiting to set, then it'll take just a little bit longer before your fingernail can set in there. Nose wax can be 1 to 3 sticks per side depending on the amount of hair. Generally, if somebody's regular about it, 1 to 2 is sufficient. All right, when we pull this out, we want to support the nose, and we want to pull straight out along this line. We don't want to tilt it up. So I like to use my thumb and rest a little bit on the client's forehead so I've got a good grip. We're going to push this up and pull straight out. Great. That worked perfectly. We're going to take a little look. Did great. And we're going to do one more on that side toward the bottom of the nostril where there's just a little bit more hair. Once again, I'm going to ask my client to hold this here. And then we're going to go back. And we're going to put this in and just hold it there. You don't need to keep putting more wax where there isn't any more hair. So if you look in your client's nose and you see that they just have a little bit on the bottom, you don't need to fill their whole nose with wax again. This one should set just a little bit quicker because it is less amount of wax. And once again, we're going to pull that straight out. And a brace back and straight out. We got those last few little baby hairs at the bottom there. Okay, I'm going to have my client continue to hold that, so we're going to move over to the other side and do the same thing. Once again, putting wax only on one side of your stick. Gives you more control. You don't want to just send a bunch of wax in there. We're going to spin it and close it, keeping that stick straight back. Also, when you're holding your stick steady, don't hold the end of it. Hold it on the sides so that if there is any bumping, it's not on the end. And I can take this now If you're ever in a moment where you're running low on sticks, or when you become really good and you realize it's just cost saving, you can cut your sticks in half. Always keeping in mind that you need to have plenty to grip when you pull it out. Okay, this one's just about done. Come around to our client. I'm going to push back, brace on the forehead, and straight out. Very good. Like to see those little white roots. And we've got one more. It looks like we still have a little bit of hair towards the top. I don't need my client to hold the paper for the top hairs, because we're just going to go right here. Again, we don't want to go deep into the nasal cavity. And just let that sit. Okay. We're going to want to brace on the nose once again. And there we go. Got the ones there on the top. Perfect. Now we're going to go back in with some astringent and just wipe in there again. Just for a little bit of extra cleanliness. And now we're just going to do one strip on either side of the nostril along the top in case we have any fuzzies in there. We're going to hold the tip of the nose, and we're just going to go down. It's right about there, right above the little bulb. And holding the nostril. Got some little baby hairs on there. Awesome. I'm going to do that same thing on the other side. Turn your head just a little bit. Support the nose. This way. And then we're just going to go down towards the bulb. And there we go. Got little babies. Alrighty. Now we're just going to put a little bit of oil on the top, and your client will be all set. Perfect. Thank you for watching.